What's up, guys? So we have information for Hazard Zone. Actually, we know exactly what Hazard Zone is. We have a lot of things over here in this video to break down. I'm trying something a little different today. Normally, I would put up some gameplay and break down and read this straight to you guys. But me personally, as a guy with ADHD, I tend to really lose track of what's being said without having some visual cues with me, like actual text or something to read. And the gameplay distracts me. So I wanted to try something different today with just having my forehead and the article itself right here for you guys, and we could break it down and read as we can and honestly do this. And if this is a system you like and you enjoy what this is, I will absolutely continue to do so instead of the alternative way. But honestly, your feedback is crucial. Let me know which way you would rather have it down below. So consider this a little experiment, and let's begin. So Hazard Zone information has been released. The trailer reaction of mine is located down in the description below, as well as this article. If you want to read along as well, that is down in the description of this video. So we finally have some information, and we're going to start right here. So it says, in Battlefield Hazard Zone, you play as an elite task force assigned to retrieve these critical data drives. You and your squad must locate, gather, and extract these drives before a storm overtakes the area in a high-stakes, one-life experience. Every bullet, every skirmish, and every decision counts. Sounds intense. It's almost like I predicted this whole Hunt Showdown-like experience here. I'm for it, man. I am for it. In Hazard Zone, you need to get in, get the goods, and get out in one piece. Simple on paper, in execution, far more complicated and dangerous as you will contend with other players, occupying forces, and deadly storms. To leave the Hazard Zone alive and reap the benefits of the data drives you've collected, teamwork will be crucial. So they've broken this down into a few different segments right here. It's a nice little image. Strategize and equip. You'll start each game of Hazard Zone at the mission area briefing screen, where you'll see an overview of the mission area. Here you'll find out which regions of the map have a higher probability for you to encounter data drives, enemies, and uplinks, which are your communication extension to HQ and requesting call-ins. Venturing into areas where there's a low probability of foes is likely safer, but you'll find less data drives. For the big rewards, you'll have to head into the heart of danger and come out the other side alive. And you already know your boy's not going for scraps. We're not going to baby step around the outskirts of the map. We're going for the whole damn cake. And then your cake. And then their cake. And all the cake. Using that briefing information, you and your squad will then select your specialists and loadout. Every squad is composed of 4 unique specialists, so you and your teammates will need to pick specialists and loadouts that complement one another if you're to extract safely. Using dark market credits, aka DMC, earned in the Hazard Zone, you'll be able to purchase your favorite weapons and equipment that can get you out of a tight spot. If your pockets are full of DMC, you'll be able to purchase and equip SMGs, assault rifles, sniper rifles, and more. You can also buy throwables and equipment that will grant you a tactical advantage, like medical and ammo crates or smoke grenades capable of granting you a cover you can use to escape intense firefights. And let's not forget about the explosive recoilless M5, capable of punching a hole in an enemy vehicle. But if you're hard up for DMC, don't worry, every specialist will have an access to a free attachmentless assault rifle as a starter weapon. So if you're following, this is definitely along the lines of a Tarkov-esque experience or Hunt Showdown. Actually, it's more in line with Hunt Showdown than it is with Tarkov, personally. That's how I feel. It does definitely have some flair. Little things that some people may have not noticed right there or picked up on is the fact that we're able to preview the area beforehand. Now, that's something that Hunt Showdown doesn't necessarily have. And given that information, we can then decide what specialists we think are going to best fit that area that we are going to have to travel to, right? So that's going to be a very interesting thing to do. So you're able to kind of set up a game plan and a tactical approach based on what we see in the locations on the map. So that's a nice little edge. I like that. And of course, as they just mentioned, there is an economy in this game. If you perform well and you keep winning, you're going to have lots of currency that you're going to be able to use to buy tools and advantages that will give you some sort of a leg up in the next game that you play. If you just happen to be on a losing streak and things aren't going well, don't fret. You will be able to play. You're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage, but you're still going to be a capable gamer and able to obviously run it back on them. Alongside your equipment, you can also buy tactical upgrades that can drastically improve your chances of survival. There are 15 total tactical upgrades at launch. Here's a quick glimpse of some of them. There's an extra throwable, carry +1 of your selected throwable gadget, insider information, show the landing position of crashing capsules 30 seconds before they arrive. That could be huge. Loadout insurance, reimburse 25% of upgrades and loadout cost if you die. You already know there's gonna, you're thinking, go ahead, which one of your homies is gonna buy that every game? You know how it is. Negotiated bounty, 50% dark market credits bounty when killing opposing forces. I'm assuming that's other players, so if you're trying to get out there and gun them down and you're wanting to go full hunter mode, that could be something if you're an aggressive and confident gamer. And quick draw holster, swap between weapons 15% faster. That doesn't seem too big of a deal. I'm assuming there's probably, again, with an economy system, that one's probably a little bit cheaper. That doesn't feel like necessarily like an attachment or a consumable or anything like that. That seems just more like a passive trait. So I expect we'll see probably ones like that, maybe even like reload ones and things. As for the others, you'll have to discover them when you play Hazard Zone. Insert. I'll stop, I'm blushing. After you deploy on the landing zone, you'll use a scanner unique to Hazard Zone to search for the down capsules containing the data drives. Again, very similar to the scan inside of Hunt Showdown. You'll need to be cautious as multiple deadly obstacles can spring up in your way at any time. In addition to other no-pat soldiers searching for data drives, AI-controlled occupying forces will be roaming the map and guarding the data drives, so be ready for a fight. But be careful. If you go down, your teammates can only bring you back under special circumstances. Okay, I'm seeing this riot shield right here. This is looking really, really dope. There's conflict, some explosions. That even looks like it's aircraft. Now, is that maybe part of the AI? I wonder if there's any AI-based art, like vehicles we have to take down near the locations. It could be an extraction one. Honestly, with the sparks, it's really hard to tell, but it looks like there's a helicopter there. I wonder if you could blow those up and just kind of cock block everybody from extracting. Oh, the griefing could be ridiculous. I don't know. Okay, anyways, retrieve. As you make your way toward the data drives, some satellite capsules that have fallen already, even more capsules will plunge to the Earth as the match goes on. These capsules will contain more data drives than the ones that came before, so you and your squad will have to make the call on whether it's worth the greater risk to pursue richer rewards. Oh man, you're gonna really... Oh, that's gonna be fun with friends. You see, you're gonna have to make these decisions on the fly based on what you already have. Is it worth risking that for more? It's gonna be neat. It's intense. At this point, the hazards around you will also increase as the storm will overtake the area by the match's end, growing further and becoming more dangerous by the minute. Luckily, you'll find several assets on the ground that can help you when your enemies are closing in and picking up your squad by one. It's like they know my homies. That's great. Ammo stations are littered across the map and marked on your HUD. You will always know where to go if you're running low. Uplinks, randomly spawned collectible laptops, can also give you powerful abilities to help you turn the tide or even bring back the fallen squad members. Each uplink is encoded with a particular call-in, so keep an eye out for 3 different types available. Number 1 is the support uplink. It'll give your squad a ranger call-in. Number 2 is the vehicle uplink. It'll give you guys an LATV-4 recon call-in. And number 3, the redeploy uplink. Give your squad a squad redeploy call-in. So it's not like you bring back just one person, you bring all the homies back. Very interesting. I wonder if you can use that tactically too. Like say, you know, one of you's low on ammo and just, can you like friendly fire kill that guy and then bring all 3 of them back and he comes back with replenished ammo? I don't know. Just thinking outside the box. Extract. The first extraction window opens shortly up after insertion at a random extraction zone. Once the location has been determined, you'll have to hurry, as you will only have a short time safely get on board. Squads that are basing their specialist composition on speed may have an edge when it comes to the first extraction, grabbing data drives and making a quick exit. I don't think that's me, friends. Once you arrive at the EZ, marked with green smoke, your squad will need to defend itself from the occupying forces and opposing task forces. But remember, you must get on the helicopter to extract. If one of your squad mates fails to board in time, they will miss the window and have to extract during the final extraction window. Oh wow, you can actually get separated. So if like a couple of your buddies jump and then, oh man. I doubt that happens often, but that could be critical. Once the first extraction is complete, the storm begins to take full effect, making the map more dangerous. To make matters worse, you'll only have one last attempt to extract. During the final retrieval phase, most of the initial data drives have been retrieved by other teams of no-pats, and you'll be able to track these with your data drive scanners. But be aware your foes are tracking you as well. So basically, if you have data, you're able to track other people with data. So it's kind of like a draw, and you can see each other. So are you going to run from each other, or are you going to come together and fight each other, and winner takes all? It's your call. Do you hunt down the remaining squads for more data drives, or focus on escaping? As the storm approaches its peak, the final extraction window opens. This last extraction zone will force the remaining teams to battle over the last chance to leave. Any team that is left behind effectively loses the round, and all data drives they have gathered to this point is lost to the storm. You can see kind of like I guess this is probably the victory screen right here. Very interesting setup, and as I said before, like if you have data drives, you are probably trackable. So it might actually be something, again, it's a decision to make. There's a lot of decisions to be made in this, but it might make sense to have one or two of your guys, like if you have like a recon or a sniper guy, make sure that if possible, he doesn't pick up any data drives so that he can't be tracked. He could be reconnaissance. He could be somebody that you can put in beforehand or on the back end. There could be some interesting tactics there if that's exactly how that works. So you could maybe outplay somebody or surprise them with an ambush if you just store or have like one person kind of like mule all the data drives. Curious to see how that works. Squads that successfully capture data drives and extract will be rewarded with DMC as well as a bonus dealt out to members based on their actions taken during the match, such as kills. The more data drives you extract, the higher the reward for your squad will be. The more data drives you gather in a match of Hazard Zone, the more XP you gain for your overall level and battle pass, and the more DMC you collect to spend on equipment and upgrades during a future match. If you're on a hot streak and your specialist extracts consecutively enough, you'll earn an extraction streak marker tied to the chosen specialist that will reduce the cost of weapons, equipment, and tactical items for that specialist while you continue playing with them. However, if you fail to extract, that marker and all of its benefits disappear until you earn another streak. So don't get cocky, Nopat. It's a long fall. So that's the summary of Hazard Zone. Right here, we have a few questions and answers kind of vibe, like kind of like to break down a more refined experience. So how long does a match of Hazard Zone take? It says about 5 to 20 minutes based on how you play when you choose to extract and if you're successful. Yeah, I'm probably going to be I'm going to be that guy that pushes it to the end to try to yield the most reward. I would rather have like all of it or none of it. What's the difference between last gen and next gen versions of Hazard Zone? So current gen, or the Xbox Series XS, PS5, and PC users will play up to 32 players in a massive play space, while Xbox One and PS4 players will be able to play with a version scaled down for 24 players. How many maps does Hazard Zone have? All 7 of them from Battlefield 2042. Can I play Hazard Zone to progress my character within Battlefield 2042? Yes, your Hazard Zone progression is tied into the rest of Battlefield 2042. Any progress you make in Hazard Zone will also grant you XP for your overall player level, weapon unlocks, and so on. So, if you're following, and maybe traditional Battlefield isn't for you, but Hazard Zone sounds exciting, and you buy 2042, you can easily go in there and get all of those rank ups, all of those unlocks, and all of that stuff by just exclusively playing Hazard Zone. Oh my shit! My alerts were on. Oh, it seems like the poop vacated my body. Oh, did that get you guys too? I'm gonna leave that in the video. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for making it this far. Okay, it's October. You're supposed to be scared, right? Anyways, oh my god. Apologies. Where were we? Can there be multiple of the same specialists in the same squad? Squads in Hazard Zone are composed of 4 unique specialists, so you and your squad will need to pick the specialists and loadouts that complement one another if you are to extract safely. So, to answer your question, no, there's not 300 McKays grappling around the map. You all have to pick and choose, and that could be interesting. Hopefully people are polite if there's, like, matchmaking. How is XP shared between you and your squad? Everyone present in your squad at the end of the round will receive XP for the total amount of data drives your squad has extracted. There will also be a bonus for your personal performance during the match. Are occupying forces always present in Hazard Zone? Again, that is the AI. They are an ever-present and essential part of the Hazard Zone experience and will pose a dangerous challenge in safely extracting with your recovered data drives. Okay. How many occupying forces can we encounter in a match? The occupying forces you'll find in Hazard Zone are unpredictable. They may be roaming around the map, pursuing you, or even protecting valuable resources. How many soldiers you come across varies and will depend on your actions and luck, so explore with caution. What happens when I die? You'll be able to spectate your squad from the sidelines, hoping they can bring you back by finding a redeploy uplink in case no squad redeploy call-in was bought before insertion. Is it possible to redeploy multiple times in a Hazard Zone match? If your entire squad bites the dust, the mission's a failure and you lose the match. But should one member still be alive and manage to trigger a redeploy call-in, found in the world or purchase with DMC before the match starts, they could bring the entire team back to life. I don't think they actually answered that question there. Can you redeploy multiple times in, I guess, a second time? But they kind of covered that in the last one. So you can come back a second time. But what I'm saying is if I buy the power-up before the match and everybody dies and I bring them back, and then I find a redeploy call-in from one of the uplinks, can I bring them back a second time if they wipe again? I don't know. I'd like to say maybe? I don't know. Does Hazard Zone have any pay-to-win elements? In Hazard Zone, you will use DMC, which can only be obtained through gameplay itself, not via real-world currency. You can use them to purchase tactical upgrades, weapons, and gadgets to give you advantage over your enemies. And that's a wrap. That is what we have. I have a follow-up information piece right here, announcement from what I have been told that Hazard Zone, though, despite a lot of rumors pointing to the fact, it will not be free to play. And I want to talk about this real quick. I might address this in a future video, but this is a huge mistake, Dice. Like the biggest one you could have arguably have ever made. Hazard Zone is going to be a big draw, and bringing it in free to play would be like an entry level for people that have never played Battlefield. People are going to fall in love with Hazard Zone and then go play multiplayer or buy the multiplayer. And this is a great opportunity to get thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of new eyes on your franchise and maybe be that introduction level into the game, especially seeing as how there aren't many games out there that do what Hazard Zone do. We have Hunt Showdown and Tarkov that are similar, and that's it, right? That's not a very saturated space, and those cost money. So coming in as a free-to-play option right there could honestly snipe some of those people too. This is a missed opportunity. I fully expect it to be, if this is entirely true, because again, I don't know if it's been confirmed by them, but if this is true, they need to make sure that they put this free to play in like 3 to 6 months. They're likely having it part of the package so that they get their sales through Christmas, but I can't see them not turning this free to play at some point. That would be a huge mistake. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think down below. I am really hoping this goes free to play, and I am going to really struggle in between finding which one I want to play. Do I want Hazard Zone? Do I want multiplayer? Whew. Decisions. This whole game type's built around decisions and critical thinking and hoping and gambling on the right calls. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to squad up with you guys out there. Feel free to check out a live stream down below in case you didn't notice that alert earlier. We do that often, and we play a lot of Battlefield, and we're going to be doing a lot of Hazard Zone. And if you're learning or wanting to be a part of an awesome community that loves Battlefield, you can find us over at twitch.tv/PwnstarBusiness. So thanks again for all the love. Thanks for sharing part of your day with me. This was a longer video. And again, reminder, please let me know if you liked this, where we break this down. I'd like to do something like this similar in the future for like patch notes and breakdowns instead of just having gameplay. This just seems smoother and easier for me to follow. I don't know if that's going to be true for you as the viewers, but please let me know down below. Thanks again. Much love. I'll catch you with another 2042 video soon.